In a political showdown no one saw coming, Representative Jasmine Crockett took center stage and dismantled Tony Bobulinski's credibility in under 5 minutes during a tense congressional hearing. What made this moment unforgettable wasn't just her poise or sharp questions. It was a single sentence, delivered with laser precision, that sent shockwaves through the room and across the internet. Crockett, known for her fearless voice and legal background, confronted Bobulinski over his claims involving the Biden family and foreign dealings. What followed was a verbal takedown that many are now calling a career-ending moment. Bobulinski, a former business associate of Hunter Biden and self-proclaimed whistleblower, appeared before Congress to provide testimony he claimed would reveal corruption at the highest levels. He expected praise from certain political corners, but instead found himself face-to-face with Crockett, an experienced attorney and no-nonsense lawmaker ready to tear apart his story. From her opening question, it was clear she wasn't there to play nice. "Let's get something straight," she said. "Truth doesn't tremble, and neither do I." The room went silent. With surgical precision, Crockett started laying out the timeline of Bobulinski's allegations, highlighting inconsistencies, contradictions, and flat-out omissions. She pointed out that despite all his claims, Bobulinski had no concrete documentation, no verified communications, and no proof linking President Joe Biden directly to any wrongdoing. Her tone remained calm, even when Bobulinski attempted to interrupt. "You've had your say for months," she told him. "Now you're going to answer for it." The tension in the hearing room was thick. Then came the bombshell moment. After cornering him on various gaps in his narrative, Crockett leaned forward and delivered the sentence that would ricochet across news cycles. "You're not a whistleblower. You're a spotlight chaser with a shredded script." The sentence struck like lightning. Bobulinski froze, and audible gasps echoed through the room. For a moment, even his strongest supporters looked unsettled. That single line encapsulated what many had begun to suspect, that Bobulinski's testimony was more performance than substance. The hearing quickly descended into chaos as Republican lawmakers tried to push back, but the damage was done. Crockett held her ground, refusing to yield her time and continuing to press for answers. Her legal background became glaringly obvious as she used cross-examination tactics typically reserved for courtrooms. Every time Bobulinski tried to recover, Crockett was there with a fact, a quote, or a document to counter him. What was supposed to be his moment of vindication became a devastating unraveling. Social media exploded within minutes. Clips of Crockett's 5-minute grilling went viral, with users across platforms praising her composure and clarity. Hashtags like Joe Crockett crushes, Bobulinski, and whistleblower or wannabe trended for hours. News outlets across the political spectrum aired the footage on loop, with analysts stunned by how fast and decisively Crockett turned the tide. Even those who weren't fans of hers admitted this was a masterclass in political interrogation, and Bobulinski never saw it coming. In the days that followed, Bobulinski's credibility took a massive hit. Media outlets that had once promoted his claims began walking them back. Legal analysts pointed out that Crockett's questioning revealed potential perjury under oath. While no formal charges have been filed, the court of public opinion seemed unanimous. Bobulinski had been exposed, and it wasn't pretty. Meanwhile, Crockett refused to take a victory lap. "I'm just doing my job," she said in an interview. "The truth speaks for itself. I just turned up the volume." Behind the scenes, sources say Crockett had been preparing for the hearing for weeks, studying every detail of Bobulinski's previous interviews and statements. Her team dug through old emails, media appearances, and congressional records to find holes in his story. It was a strategy born from experience and executed with precision. "She knew exactly what she was doing," said one Capitol Hill staffer. That wasn't luck. That was discipline, preparation, and courage rolled into 5 minutes of impact. This moment may be a defining one for both figures. For Crockett, it cemented her status as a rising star and formidable presence in Congress. For Bobulinski, it may be the end of his relevance in political discourse. Already, invitations for media appearances have reportedly dried up, and political operatives are distancing themselves. What he hoped would be a career-defining testimony turned into a cautionary tale, and it all unraveled with one line, simple, cutting, and unforgettable. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Jasmine Crockett's 5-minute exchange wasn't just a political win. It was a moment of accountability in a landscape too often flooded with noise. It reminded viewers that substance still matters, and that even the loudest claims can crumble under the weight of truth. Whether you support her politics or not, there's no denying that Crockett brought fire, facts, and focus to a room desperate for all three. And in just one sentence, she made history by ending a narrative that had been dragging on far too long.